everyone, it's Yozia here. It's Monday the 1st of April, so happy April. We're well and truly in spring and it's really sunny outside. And yes, so I've been away for a little bit, I think. So I thought this morning I would try and get myself back into the swing of work or making a video, I suppose. So I have a few bits in my head today that I want to do, but I don't know, I just wanted to come on here and say hello for the most part. I've been doing these more collages, so I have some rose collage, printable rose themed collage sheets in my shop, and I've well and truly caught the collage bug, or re-caught it, you know, like reignited it, shall I say. And so yeah, I started doing some nature themed collage printable sheets. That's a bit of a mouthful to say, isn't it? Incorporating some of my nature watercolors that I've put in my journals from time to time. I thought I would put them in some of the collage sheets as well. So I'll show you what I've got so far. How about that as a place to start? So there's this one, and it's got a robin, one of my watercolors, and there's this sheet music cover that I have that says The Robin's Return. So I thought that would, I don't know, I just had fun doing it. That's a bit of a napkin that I scanned in, a vintage napkin, embroidery, bits of paper, some washi, book page, yeah, just various bits of lace there, even some petal paper, and that's embroidery as well. And I like the fact that the paper says sprig, because that's a sprig of something or other. Anyway, so that's that one, and that's what it looks like scanned in and printed out. I think it's a good match. Yeah, so that's that one. That's the original, and that's the scan. The scans always come out a bit lighter, but I think that's okay because, you know, the whole point of having a collage sheet is that you can tear it off and use it as a base for something else, so you could add stuff to it. So anyway, so that's that one. And then this one has got a deer with one of my watercolors and various bits and pieces, a teeny bit of fabric there, some lace, book pages, and so on. So that's that page, and that's what it looks like scanned in and printed out. I think that's a really close match. Excuse me. There's this one which has got my hair there. I love this hair. It's got a glint in its eye. And yeah, just some bits of papers and various bits and pieces. There's some lace down there as well, and there. So that's the original, and that's the scan. And there's this one that says the lily, and there's a vintage image of a lily there, rose, butterfly, just various bits and pieces. This is a music, sheet music page cover, and that's it scanned in. And there's, oh gosh, how many have I got? I think I've got 6 in total so far. Yes, just 6 in total. That's an owl, one of my watercolors. I really love this one. I love the colors of these bits of sheet music that says spring flower there, and just various bits and pieces. And that's the scan, the printout of the scan. I think that came out really nice. And then there's this one with my little mouse. I really don't like mice, I must confess. I like them in a natural setting, but just not when they invade your home. But this mouse is just super cute. Looks like butter wouldn't melt, doesn't it? But you know, anyway, there's a cute little mouse there, and just various bits and pieces, and that is the scan. So yeah, so today I wanted to show those, but I do also want to do a bit of crafting on, you know, on camera, but my head is all over the place. I've been so busy the last couple of weeks doing other things, and it was our also our 25th wedding anniversary, which was super exciting and just a huge cause for celebration. So I've been away actually. We got back yesterday. And then prior to that, I had a couple of singing bits and pieces to do. I was involved in my friend's music video. I'm going to put the link in the description box if you do fancy seeing that. It was really great fun being part of that. And I had some other singing work I did with school. And then I had a singing lesson, which I can't wait to tell you about when I'm crafting. Because if I do all my chatting now, just with my hands doing nothing, I have nothing to chat about. So I don't know what to do. What shall I do? Well, I'm working on some bits and pieces for some Nature Journal Traveler's Notebook inserts. So I was playing around with using some of my collage sheets, you know, like for tags and making pages and things. So I could do that. Or I could do something completely different. You'd think that I would give that a bit of thought before. Yeah, this sheet is from my rose printables, but then I stuck a nature image on top of the rose here and put a butterfly. So now it looks like it would be very much at home in a nature journal. And I think that's what I love about the versatility of these collage sheets, is you can do whatever you want with them. You can cover things up, you know, because if you can print it out multiple times, then you can play around with them and cover things up that you don't need or don't want, or you might, you know. Again, here I covered, can't even remember what I covered up. I think there was a rose under there, and then I put a nature image on there, and I'm going to make that into a tag. So I've been playing around with those. I thought what might be nice is I could do another. I've got 6 of these so far, which actually makes a really good set. But I could play around with. Yeah, I'm gonna have a moment to gather my thoughts. I'll see you in a moment. Okay, so tell you what I've been wanting to do for quite a while is to make like a printable sheet that you can journal on, but it's like a journal page but with 2 bits of artwork. But you'll see it'll become clear. So I was thinking to do one with roses on and then one with birds perhaps. Okay, my old set. I've had this set, oops, I've had this set since I was 15. Look at it. Yes, I've had this set since I was 15 years old. I mean, look at that. But I get really attached to things. And I just love this set. It represents, in fact, all my watercolours up until now are from these. And you have a few tubes of things as well. It's just well loved and well used. So that's what I'm going to fish out today. So the idea is to, I want to have like a writing spot in the middle and then a bit of artwork there and a bit of artwork there, if you see what I mean. So how about we just create the writing space then first. So I have this, and then I'll stick the artwork. It's still like collage. It is collage, but you know, in a different way. See, I'm not entirely committed to this idea, so I'm not sure if I'm going to edit this bit out or whether I'm well, how about we just see? Let's see. That's only one way to find out, isn't there? And also, it's not entirely interesting for you to watch me just stick lined paper onto a white bit of paper, is it? Well, this is where we are. have some paper. Where is it? Here it is. Some really dark lined paper here, which I'd quite like to use as well. It's going to be very, very mismatchy. Oh yes, you can, if this scanned in, you'll be able to write on that as well. A nice surface to write on. So let's stick that down. So, how's everybody doing? Hope you all had a nice weekend. Yes. And I hope that spring has sprung in the places where spring needs to spring. I hope it's not still snowy and cold in cold places. This is very riveting conversation, isn't it? If in doubt, talk about the weather. This is from, I should show you what I was doing. This notebook was given to me by a friend. It belonged to his mum. And it's from 1945. She's studying archaeology at Cambridge. And these are her notes, which is just amazing. What a lovely gift. Yeah, I don't want to use the notes yet, but like with her writing on. But yeah, there's still loads of the paper from the notebook, which is really lovely. Such a lovely book. It looks a bit like the shape of a ledger, doesn't it? But it's not. It's just a regular notebook. So yeah, that's what I was rustling about in the corner over there. That's this paper. So I'm going to use that at the bottom. Here is my collage sheet. There. Oh, that's quite nice, you know, because it's got different... It annoys me a little bit that I haven't lined up the lines. But I think when this is scanned in, you probably won't even see that. I'm going to, you know that I'm going to do something, because it's going to bug me too much. The fact the lines are not lining up. Well, they're not lining, well, they're lining up here a bit more, so, because they're different sizes of lines. What other paper have I got? Oh look, I've got a scrap bit of tea dye paper. How about that? And that can go over my mismatched lines. Yeah, so Dan and I went away to the countryside for 3 days, which was really lovely. My daughters went to stay with their grandma, and it was so nice to be out of London and just be in the fresh air and get woken up with the sound of birds and go for walks, and yeah, it was really lovely. So I've come back feeling very refreshed. I'm very happy. Somewhat unmotivated to do any work, but this is a good way of getting myself back into it. And then you really are just watching me stick paper to paper. But I suppose that is the nature of collage. Although usually you're sticking more interesting bits of paper to paper. In this instance, it literally is just paper to paper. Oh dear. Okay, I really do like that though as a page, I must confess. So let me cut off the edges. Oh yes, and then I had a singing lesson, didn't I? Oh, there's a tiny little gap there at the top, which I'm gonna, there's that liquid. I was so nervous before I went, don't know why. Well, partly because I realised that it's been, I don't know how many years, it's been a long time anyway, maybe 4 years? Yeah, it's been 4 years since I last had a lesson. Isn't that crazy? And I picked up a bit of music that we were working on 4 years ago and thought, well, we'll carry on from where we left off, but I couldn't sing it because I don't have the same stamina that I did. Well, I didn't have stamina then, but I just, you know, haven't been practicing. And but I just, yeah, anyway, it was fine. It was really, she was really patient and really kind and really gentle, which I really needed. And it was just such a joy to sing again and to, well, to be singing again with her, you know, like with my teacher, who I've known for a long time. I don't know if this is going to work, you know, because this was what I was thinking of doing. Painting on here like something. And then it would make more sense to paint directly onto here, but that won't work because of the nature of the paper. Well, let's give it a go. There's no crime in trying, is there? Like that. Okay, I'm just gonna give it a go and then see what happens. Where are my watercolor brushes? That's the next challenge now. Here we are. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Let me see. Can't find my favorite one. It's obviously somewhere else. Might be in here. What is? I wonder what's happened to it. I have a favourite one that I like to use, but it's not here. Which is... Well, I'll have to use another one. This one I've had since I was 15 as well. Look, it's even got my name scratched into it. Well, Yo-Yo, that was my nickname at school. Look, I've scratched Yo-Yo. It's very grubby, isn't it? But yeah, I've had it since I was 15, so I'll use that. I can't find my favourite one. I don't know what I've done with it. And then I found this book. I must tell you about this book. With all these roses, rose images. I don't know, I'm very confused about copyright because this book has a very clear copyright, but I know that Redoute, I can't say the name, Redoute or Redoute roses are in the public domain. So I don't know, I haven't felt confident to use the images in this book because the book very clearly says that it's under copyright. So anyway, I just really like it as a reference, for just a reference to look at, because they're just beautiful, aren't they? So I think I'm gonna paint something using one of these images as inspiration. Which one shall I like that, so I'm gonna put that over there and let's see. It won't look like that, but it's just like for inspiration, something to refer to. Probably should not have this here, so let me just put that on there for... Actually, you know what, for curiosity's sake, I wonder if I can paint on this paper. Let me see. One way to find out. I'm not going to chat too much in this section because I know I'm going to want to speed it up because I'm going to worry that this bit is boring. You see, I was very right when I said it wasn't going to look like it because it just isn't. I'm just going to do very loose rose-like image, shall we say. Oh yes, so my singing lesson, it went really well and it was lovely, so I'm going to see her again soon. And one of the things that really struck me in the lesson was she kept reminding me to breathe, which seems like such a silly thing, doesn't it? Because we need to breathe. But I think because I was slightly anxious anyway and feeling a little bit insecure and all the rest of it, I wasn't giving myself enough time to breathe. So she kept saying, Ayozie, you have permission to breathe. And it's so funny how art reflects life, doesn't it? Because that's something that I frequently have to remind myself in everyday life, that I have permission to breathe and just take my time. Even with this video already, I'm feeling the anxiety to rush, you know, the temptation to rush because I'm worried that it's going to be boring. And it may well be, you know, that's not the end of the world too. Somebody might find it boring and that's okay. That's the whole point, isn't it? You're not going to be able to please everybody. And that's okay. This paper is actually coping very well with the watercolor, isn't it? I think it is. It's not and it just looks so nice. I won't use these after all. Rip that. I'll use that for something else. It's coping really well. It's really nice to have the paint on top of the lines, you know, to see the lines underneath it. And this was just a trial, but I will use this for something else. So yeah, that was really lovely thing to do, to have a lesson. Can you see how, I don't know why I just haven't painted sooner, because straight away I feel really peaceful and I can feel that I've slowed down. And this is the thing that's so lovely about doing art. About taking the time to do it as well. It's just really good, isn't it? Well, this is I suppose I ought to stop and do the proper one, but I'm actually quite enjoying this. Thank you to everyone who subscribed recently. I really appreciate it. And who takes the time to watch these videos and to write such nice things. It's always hugely appreciated. Okay, this isn't finished obviously, but this is just an experiment to see if I can paint directly on this vintage paper, and it turns out that I can. I think that looks pretty. Okay, so should I go back to my collage sheet maybe? Yeah, why not? Because I'll let this dry. See, that's that would look really nice on the corner of a page. I will work into it some more, obviously, but I actually quite like the looseness of it though as well. I might even put some line work in there as well. So this is the base sheets. I mean, okay, so I'm going to put this to one side. Oh, the stakes are a bit higher now, aren't they? Because I'm painting directly onto here. Oh, I don't want to ruin this, but it doesn't matter, does it? Look here, I'm just going to overcome the fear. Use the roses on the cover. Okay. I'm going to be brave. On camera as well. But you don't know until you try, do you? You don't know whether something's going to work until you try. This isn't working so well. I don't know if I had, must have had glue on the paper or something. Because it's not absorbing it at all. Which is why it's better to use watercolour paper, obviously, for watercolours, because you have things absorbing things a lot better. It doesn't even resemble a rose yet. Oh goodness. I think I'm going to speed up this bit. Okay, so I've given up on trying to paint, you know, an actual rose. I've gone for a more abstract rose, which I think I prefer for this sort of thing. It's more like a design rose rather than an actual image. I'm curious to see how this will translate when I scan it in. I'm not finished yet, but I don't know. I don't think it's working out, but you never know. It might. I decided to try and put a wash of colour on the paper, but I'm not overjoyed with what that looks like at the moment. So, but I'm weirdly still persevering with that idea. I don't know why, but I think it will. And I've managed to wash off the lines, which I forgot that I was trying to preserve. So I'm going to let this dry and fiddle with it some more, and then I'm going to scan it in, and then we can see what it looks like. Okay, so I've been playing around with it, really. I just, this was, you know, the earlier bit of paper that I was doing a trial thing on. I ripped it up and stuck that in this corner here, and then there was an extra bit from here which I stuck over there. And then I've just been going over it with some white marker pen just to, I don't know, just playing around with it a little. It's all still very loose roses, and to be honest, I didn't end up using the images from that book as inspiration because I've made these much more abstract, which is more in keeping anyway with the style of my usual roses. I usually paint roses from photos that I've taken, so yeah, so I've just ended up doing this much looser and much more abstract, which is okay. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. I'm just, yeah, fiddling around with a bit of pen at the moment. So yeah, I'm gonna scan this in now and see what it looks like. I don't know, the jury's still out as to whether I like it or not, but it's okay. It's a page and it's got roses on it, and it's imperfect, but that's sort of part of its charm, I think. So yeah, I'm going to scan that in and then we can see what it looks like. All right. Okay, so I've scanned it in and that's what the original looks like, and this is the scan printed out. I don't know, it's not a very good colour match at all. Just coming out a bit different. You can see, look, that's all pinks and that just looks red. So I don't know, I might need to edit that a bit more, and I'm also not overjoyed with what I did here with the pen, so I'm going to need to fix that. So I'm going to fix that, rescan it, and then see if I can make it look a little better than it currently does on the scan. I mean, that's okay as a... What would you use this for? As a journaling. So I could fold that in half and it would quite happily live within a journal if I trimmed off the edges, and I could add stuff to it, I suppose, as well. That side looks nice. Yeah. Let me see if I can fix this anyway. I'm gonna add some more. See, the greens turned out okay on the scan, I think. They look more olivey than they actually are. So I'm gonna touch the greens up with some more of a spring green, kind of greener green. I'm kind of mumbling to myself, can you? I'm actually mumbling to myself. Okay, I'm gonna let this dry, scan it in again. Hopefully I can do that before I have to go out, and then we'll see if I'm any happier with the way it looks. It's good to try things, isn't it? Even if you don't use it for anything. I was debating whether to include this in my nature pack, although it's very specifically roses, although that is nature, isn't it? Let me know in the comments if you think I should. I'll just put it in as a bonus. Well, I'll just do that, to be honest. I will put it in. I'll just put it in as a bonus. So I just want to fix this line here. I don't know if I'm even in shot, even in a frame. I don't know if it's dried sufficiently enough for me to do that. It's a rather fat stem, but anyway. I just really didn't like the way that was there on the scan, so I'm trying to fix that a little. Okay. Right. Yep, still need to stick stuff down. Alright, I'm going to scan this in and then let's have another go. So I've scanned that in. I actually put another layer of tea dyed paper there because on the old scan I didn't like the way that line looked, so I covered it up and scanned it in, and that is the scan. It is different, but it's nice. I like the way all the different papers that I stuck on merge into each other, so it then provides quite a clear writing space. You could still use it as a collage sheet and rip off bits or add bits to it. So all in all, I'm pleased with how that looks, and yeah. So I've got to go out now, so it's my daughter's parent-teacher consultation at school, so I have to go and do that. But yeah, thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I shall have all the, what have I done with them? All the nature journal scans listed in my shop. Yep, here they are. All the nature journal scans listed in my shop today, as well as this one, which is a bonus item, so that will be in. It should really, it would have been better to go with the rose collage printables, but that's already done, so I'll just put this in with the nature ones because it's just a nice little addition, and it is in nature. So actually, it's growing on me. I don't know why. It takes me a while to get used to a scanned image compared to the original, but yeah, I'm really pleased with that. So thank you for watching, and the link, oh yeah, the link to my friend's music video will be in the description box. That was great fun to do, and also the link to the Etsy listing of these scanned nature, printable printable collage pages. That's what they are. Well, the link to that will be also in the description box. Thank you so much for joining me, and lots of love. Bye bye.